Hello everyone and welcome back to Murder by Witchcraft. The second part. The door crashed against the wall, startling us all, and eliciting at least one cry of surprise. Happen it were Lizzie, although it could just as easily have been an exclamation from John Wilson. I jumped to my feet and stared at the man who filled the doorway, cudged in one hand and manacles in the other. This were no routine interruption to our misery for weevil-infested bread, mouldy cheese and stale small ale. "Jennet Preston," he said, "get ye sen, are ye?" He held the monocle high. My knees almost gave way, and I rested against the wall for a moment before I could make my way through the puddles to the door. "Which has spelled a sen a visitor," Maggie whispered to Lizzie. "She should have thought to bring my Jack while she were at it," Lizzie complained. "He still ain't come." "He won't come, Lizzie. Scared of getting locked up sen, ain't he?" I ignored them both, but could not resist aiming my step to splash putrid water at Father Greaves' crossing hissing as I moved past. I held out my hands, wrist to wrist, remembering the routine, and he pushed the iron shackles around them, which he then threaded onto his short iron bar. He snapped the lock into place, but I did not give my goal the satisfaction of a wince. Working for the Lister family for so many years had schooled me well, and I could hide all but the worst pain. The gaoler gave me a shove with his cudgel, and I stumbled forward, striking my shoulder against the uneven stone wall of the passage. I grunted but lurched upright once more and stepped forward towards the light. A rusted iron gate blocked my path and my heart raced as I breathed in fresh air. I filled my chest despite the gaoler pushing me aside to unlock the gate. On the other side, I waited again for him to secure it behind us, then struggled to unlock the next. Rust flaked away as he scraped it against the stone to push it aside. In there, he opened a heavy door, released by manacles, then pushed me backwards inside a room, flooded with light. It took me some moments to gather my wits, and I felt arms about me, holding me, crushing me. I turned within his embrace. "William?" At last I had persuaded him to release me. He led me to a bench next to a board laden with food. My mouth watered, I grabbed bread and cheese and proper ale. "That's old man Hodgson's best ale," my husband said, "and Peggy sent some of her butter, and that's our Sonny, and Mary's cheese. And here's one of Betty's mutton pies." He pulled the pie out of his sack and presented it to me in triumph. "The whole village is up in arms about you being arrested again. Lister hardly leaves his manor house, except with a guard of 4. He paused to watch me eat. "I'm sorry it took me so long to come. I didn't know they'd taken you here till yesterday. Thought Noel still had you at Red Hall. The bastard never told us. Committed you here last week." I looked up at him. "A week? Have I been here only a week?" Unbidden, a tear rolled down my cheek. I had thought it nearer a month. How could it be a mere week? I stared at William, saw the new lines etched on his face, the way he'd aged even further since I last saw him. I dared not think about what he saw as he met my gaze. "Aye, it is, love." I dropped the wedge of cheese I'd been gnawing on. My appetite dulled. "Oh, William, I cannot do this again. Not again." "Aye, thee can, love. You'll do it this and you'll come home again. But you'll stay away from Pendle this time. I were only trying to help. I know, love, but look where it got you. And the rest of 'em and all." "Rest of 'em? What do you mean?" William looked shocked. "Don't you know? Well, I knew something was going on when Noel and Bannister turned up with young James Device that day and took me to Reed Hall. But they've told me naught, just as I told them naught. William sighed and rubbed his whiskers. You'd best have some more ale. He passed me the whole jug. And that's chapter 2, part 2 of Murder by Witchcraft. The story of Jennet and where she ended up. I will see you next time for part 3. Many blessings.